They say the orchard still whispers the names of the children who never came home. No one remembers when the whispers began, only that they started dusk, when the last light fades and the wind stops moving. The orchard sits on the edge of a forgotten town, its trees long dead, their branches twisted like reaching hands. No birds land there, no fruit grows. Yet every year someone swears they hear laughter, faint, distant, and young. Some call it a curse, others say it's just the wind playing tricks. But those who've been close enough to listen will tell you the truth. It doesn't sound like the wind. It sounds like the children, still playing, still waiting, beneath the withered trees. The orchard wasn't always silent. Years ago, it was the heart of the valley, acres of green stretching across the hills, trees heavy with fruit that shimmered like gold under the sun. Families came from miles away to pick apples, trade stories, and laugh until nightfall. But one season, everything changed. The trees stopped blooming, the ground turned dry, and the sky above it grew a strange shade of gray that never seemed to clear. Farmers tried everything, water, prayer, even fire, but nothing worked. Then came the children, 12 of them, born in the village, known by everyone. They loved the orchard. They played there every day, even as the trees began to die. And then one afternoon, they simply vanished. No footprints, no struggle, no sound. The next morning, the orchard was dead. Every leaf had fallen, every fruit had turned black. Since that day, no one has set foot there again, not out of respect, but out of fear. As years passed, the orchard became nothing more than a story parents told to keep their children close to home. But stories have roots, and this one grew deeper with time. People began to notice things. On still nights, the air around the orchard felt different, heavy, like it was watching. Travelers said they heard faint voices when passing by. Some claimed they saw shapes among the trees, small and quick, like children playing hide and seek. The old villagers said it was the orchard remembering. They believed the land had taken the children because it couldn't let them go, that their laughter had sunk into the soil, and their souls had become part of the roots.
Others whispered darker things, that the children were punished, that something had been buried beneath the orchard long before it ever grew. A secret no one dared to uncover. But the strangest part was this. Every year, on the same day the children vanished, fresh apple blossoms appeared on one single tree, the only living thing left in that entire field of death. By morning, they were gone. Over time, the story of the orchard twisted into countless versions. Each generation added something new, as if the truth itself kept changing with the wind. Some say the orchard was cursed by the land itself, that the soil was once a burial ground, and when the farmer planted his trees, he disturbed something that was meant to rest. The children, innocent and full of life, were simply taken as payment. Others believed the farmer made a deal, a bargain for endless harvests, offered to something he didn't understand. The orchard flourished beyond reason, fruit growing even through winter, until the day the debt came due.
He never published the story. The orchard, he said, didn't want to be found again. Some say what happened in that orchard wasn't evil at all. Maybe it wasn't a curse. Maybe it was grief, something so deep it changed the land itself. Think about it. That place was once full of laughter, warmth, and life. Those children played there every day. Their voices echoed between the trees. Their footprints covered every path. When they were gone, this silence must have been unbearable. What if the orchard didn't die because it was cursed? What if it withered because it missed them? There's a strange beauty in that thought, a kind of sorrow that doesn't fade even after years of decay. Some locals believe that's why one tree still tries to bloom every year. They say it's the orchard's way of remembering, of reaching for what it lost. It makes you wonder, do places remember us? Do they hold on to our laughter, our sorrow, the moments we leave behind? Maybe some memories are too heavy for the earth to forget. Not long after the journalist's visit, a team of local historians decided to dig into the orchard's past to separate fact from folklore. In the town's old archives, buried beneath years of dust and forgotten files, they found something strange, a journal. It belonged to the man who owned the orchard. The final entry was dated just one day before the children disappeared. His handwriting was shaky, desperate. He wrote about the dying trees, how nothing he could do to save them, and how the children had started spending their nights there, singing softly beneath the branches, saying the trees listened when no one else did. The last line of his journal read, "If they can bring the orchard back to life, I'll let them try, but the trees must not take them." That was it. No more pages. No mention of what happened next. Some think the children were trying to heal the land, that their innocence connected them to something ancient and powerful. Others say the farmer's plea came too late. The orchard had already made its choice. And maybe that's why, even now, when the wind moves through those hollow branches, it sounds less like a whisper and more like a lullaby. The orchard still stands today. The fences are gone, the ground is cracked, and most of the trees are nothing but shadows of what they once were. Yet, if you look closely, one tree near the center still holds a single branch of green. Just one, as if it refuses to give up. People don't go there anymore. They pass by quietly, eyes down, pretending not to hear what the wind carries. But if you ever find yourself there at sunset, when the light hits the trees just right, you might feel it, that stillness that hums beneath the silence. Some say the children never left because they became part of the orchard. Others believe the orchard never let go because it couldn't bear to forget them. Either way, both stories end the same, with a love too deep to die, and a memory that keeps breathing long after everything else has stopped. Maybe that's what the Withered Orchard really is. Not cursed, not haunted, just waiting. They say trees grow toward the sun, but in the Withered Orchard, they reach for what was lost.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next one. Bye for now.